Hello everyone, welcome back to Populous 3, the beginning, for level 10 Fortress. And this is a fairly intimidating level, let's be honest, because that looks very, well, like a fortress, let's be honest. Face up against Vidikini. Again. Again. You get the idea. There's a lot of Dakini in this expansion. And, we have got quite the battle in front of us, that's for sure. Now, this level is kind of interesting in the fact that the enemy do not know that you are here until you actually reveal, until one of their guys sees you, they will not attack you at all. And we're protected by this fairly nice looking wall. We've got plenty of land available to us, quite a bit of trees. Now, I'm thankful there's not too much we have on offer, but honestly, we have got enough in order to build up quite the base. And we're going to need to build up quite the base because the Dakini have got a very large base. So, we need to get going, pretty much. And, we've got some groundwork to lay. And since the Dakini are not going to attack us, we're going to find a way in order to get to those stone heads. Now, we could charge up invisibility, and we would have enough time in order to get through their fortress in order to get to the other side. However, unless you're making preachers invisible, any other followers are vulnerable to preachers, invisible or not. So, it's probably a better idea in order to build a boat hut, and then boat your way over. So we will get ourselves the Bloodlust spell from that stone head on the islands. And then from the other one, we're going to have to be invisible if we want to get it without raising any suspicions. Now, it is actually conveniently enough done for one boat. I believe the Bloodlust stone head is for 5 people, whereas that stone head for Erode is only for 4 people. So it is, in a way, you are meant to use invisibility in order to do that kind of thing. So it is fairly interesting, the spells that you do get. You have all the tools necessary. But now, there's not really much else to do but to attack the fortress. And we need quite the arsenal to do that. Now, despite the fact that it's a very intimidating looking fortress, it is fairly easy to actually take down. And that's fairly bad use of Erode, but whatever. But once you make your intentions very well clear, then you are going to be periodically attacked by the Dakini. Not too much, honestly. You're not attacked all too much. It won't make a huge difference if you start the level being attacked, but whatever. And unfortunately, the Erode that we get from the Stonehead isn't really that useful because we can just use land bridge in order to cut our way through the wall. It's not that difficult. But we do need to take care of these fire warriors. We do actually have a kind of blind spot in the way of that kind of thing. And since we've got ourselves a use of volcano, we should probably slaver it onto all of those lovely buildings right there. So, take a bit of time. I'm of course going to do this pretty terribly because I am really bad at this kind of game. Especially because I've got that other fire warrior there. There we go. Gonna get attacked by our warriors. Anyway, it's time for us to finally get ourselves going. And we are being attacked by the, except now they're walking away. Maybe because I'm being attacked? I don't really know. Well, as I'm also being hit by fire warriors, which is kind of annoying. But, we need to plant a volcano. Unfortunately, it's just a bit too far away. Nearly there. No, shame, don't get stuck behind the building, thank you. And then I didn't see the other guard tower right there, so I have to die in every single level. This is how things go. But otherwise, we'll be attacked fairly periodically. Shame it doesn't have anything hugely deadly. But, shouldn't really have to find out, let's be honest. I don't believe that she has Firestorm or a Volcano, thankfully. But, yeah, that's another pretty easy way to pretty easy way to take down the wall, which is just land bridge straight through it. I mean, we could also use the entrance, but where's the fun of that? Let's be honest here. We should have no fire warriors nearby, and we should be able to just waltz in there fairly easily and just kill them. And stop an attacking force being too close. But she still managed to get off a swarm spell before she goes, of course. But now we've got a fairly straight road into the settlement itself, so I can finally lay down my volcano. So overall, this fortress isn't too tough to breach. So it may look quite intimidating to begin with, but only someone who's bad at this game would think, "Oh god, that's going to be real tough to get through." It's not really going to be. Anyway, there we go. Finally do it. Cast a volcano. I died again, of course. So because it can be very against using volcano or lightning on guard towers, but it could be probably a bit better placed. But honestly, considering how close all the buildings are, no matter where you place your volcano, you're gonna do quite a bit of damage. So, best to just smack it down somewhere, and then let's go in and clean up the rest of the things. And we've got quite a force. They've also got quite a force, but we've weakened it quite a bit. So it shouldn't be all too hard for us to through. But of course, the shaman comes along and things. And I do cast my forest from a bit close. But then the Dakini Shaman places a very, very well done earthquake, which completely decimates my force. Like, that is crazy how well that was actually placed. So, I actually have to retreat, which is always unfortunate. All we need to do is just get rid of all these darn huts, and then they should be fairly easy to take down. It's good that we do have such powerful spells, such as Firestorm and Volcano, because it does make this thing quite a bit easier. And it would have been nice to lay down a Firestorm there, but alas, only 2 uses. Not a huge deal. But otherwise, there ain't much of the Dakini left, really. And I've just been letting my braves brave themselves. And I nearly die again. Good. I don't know where the Dakini Shaman is going. But the Dakini Shaman, weirdly enough, in this level, like she did in the very first level in Aftermath, she patrols around the area. Which is something that I never really understood why they did that kind of thing, but whatever. Regardless, we should probably stop this attacking force. There isn't really much the Dakini can do now. We have pretty solidly kicked their ass. But at the same time, they have pretty solidly kicked their ass. But as far as the level itself, it is a fairly interesting level, but it is rather simple. It is a pretty cool concept. I do like the whole thing of facing up against a really, really powerful enemy with only just a bit of land myself. But honestly, this video is only 10 minutes long, but the actual recording itself was 37 minutes because I did a lot of waiting around. Especially with charging up Firestorm and Volcano. Because this kind of settlement size, that's not really much in order to charge up Volcano. It really isn't. So, I did spend quite a bit of this level waiting around. Aside from getting the stone heads at the start of the level, there isn't really a whole lot to do. Unless you want to actively provoke the Dakini at the start to make this level a bit more interesting. But otherwise, this level is kind of boring. It's a fairly... I don't know, maybe I'm just not a huge fan of orange and yellow or whatever this random colour is. But otherwise, we're pretty much done with the with this level. We just need to take this one last Fire Warrior out, who's been rather a bitch. Will you just stay still already, fucking buddy? Thank you. And there we go. That is level 10 Fortress. I like it, but it's a bit dull, I'll be honest. It's not one of the stronger levels. But we are going to be moving on to one of the stronger levels, at least for me. One of my favourite levels, actually. The Assassin. I apologise for my butchery. See you guys there.